Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. And this is your host, Shubhajit Ghosh, anchor, MC, and YouTube talk show host. And it's my pleasure that with great enthusiasm, I welcome you all to the 7th edition of the Realty Proptech Conclave, which is going to be a gathering of trailblazers from the industry who are redefining the future of real estate and, of course, the property technology. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin with things, we have a fireside chat coming up. I'll be introducing the topic for you all right now. The topic for the fireside chat is navigating the future with AI applications. I repeat the topic for you all. This is about navigating the future with AI applications. I'll first introduce our moderator with a bit of a bio, and then I'll be introducing our speakers as well in alphabetical order. And what I'll request our moderator and speakers to join me on stage together, all of them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to moderate this session, we have with us the pleasure of having with us today Mr. Ankur Prabhakar, who's the partner, real estate and construction sector, risk advisory, Deloitte India LLP. He has over 16 years of experience working with major infrastructure and construction companies and is proficient in project management. He has undertaken assignments on achieving operational excellence for successful project delivery, setting up and running portfolio, project monitoring office, risk management, and business process re-engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our moderator for the day. We have with us our speakers, and I'll talk about them. We have with us today Mr. Abhijeet Kumar, who's the co-founding partner at Ventures Fund. Abhijeet ji co-founded our Ventures Fund is one of the world's largest curated sector agnostic fundraising platforms for early stage startups, raising funds to 10 million US dollars. Our Ventures First Gear, Angel and High Tables platforms have over 70,000 plus entrepreneurs, 5,000 plus seed and angel investors, and over 1,000 VCs and institutional investors registered with them. We also have with us today Satya, Kaliki, CTO, Infra.Market. Satya ji, with more than 23 years of experience, is driving Infra.Market's overall information technology strategy and oversee future technical innovations and research programs as well. He fosters an agile business culture through product management, architecture, engineering, and infrastructure. Satyaji has built highly scalable software products and platforms across various sectors as well, ladies and gentlemen. And we also have with us today Manoj, Dhanotiya, founder and CEO, MicroMitti. Manoj, a serial entrepreneur, is focused on democratizing wealth creation through innovative real estate investment opportunities. With over 15 years of management, technology, and entrepreneurial experience, he has founded and scaled multiple successful ventures, including AI Trillion, which is a leading SaaS e-commerce sales and marketing automation platform. Through MicroMitti, ladies and gentlemen, he's building a platform that allows fractional ownership, enabling small investors to own a stake in premium real estate properties. Ladies and gentlemen, the first panel for the Fireside Chat truly can't get better. Can I please request all of them to join me on stage, please, as I request all of you to give them a huge, huge, huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the first session post-lunch, the energy can be a lot better. So can I please have claps with more intensity? Everybody over here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Always very kind of you all. Request you all to take your seats. And I'm sure this is going to be a fire of a session indeed, the first one post-lunch. And sir, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the powerful introduction. And since it's an afternoon session, post-lunch, I promise that I won't doze you off. And as the topic is for future of AI, so take it from me, I'll not complicate the discussion with discussing the complicated neural network coding or something. So we have wonderful guests today. We will just have some free chat around. We'll try to know more from them about their organization, and we'll discuss something on future of AI in 3 segments. We will try to discuss what's past, how the foundation has been laid, and we'll try to discuss what each one of them are doing in their present field of business, and we'll try to together form some view on the future. So with that, I would just request one more round of applause for our wonderful speakers, Manoj, Abhijeet, and Satya. So, Abhijeet, I'll start with you first. And my request for you to will be like talk about how our venture uh, is actually helping out in the investment domain with respect to the use of AI. If you can just set some context to start with.
Yeah, thank you. So our venture is a platform and a fund. It's a $20 million fund. And then platform is much larger, about, close to $80 million investment now. So in respect of generic AI, we have done quite a lot of investments, which are the AI startups which are working on, large mass data to come up with solutions which can really better the people lives in mostly education center, skill development, these kind of areas where AI is really needed. Now, a lot of AI companies are even coming into spaces where they can pick up mundane tasks and automate it, what is not to be done manual. But as far as real estate and infrastructure is concerned, it's still very early days for, at least AI in India. So a lot of work has been happening outside India. India also, there are few startups which are using little bit of AI to automate some of the tasks, which can be automated, like, design or, floor planning, or maybe the, site visualization and automatic structuring, right? All these things you generally don't need a man or a kind of street people to go there and do all that. The AI can actually, the AI agents can do all that on the basis of some census data and the various kind of data. So I think a lot of startups are right now working in the co-living and ownership space in India, but AI will soon, very soon move to the real estate space also, because the AI agents work is happening very fast. You don't know, but maybe 5 years down the line, you will see half of the real estate work is being done by, you never know, AI agents or maybe robots. Robots are very common outside India. It's still not there in India, but if you go to Singapore or China, it's very common. Hotels have so many robots. So I think we are a little bit behind, but 5 years, 10 years down the line.
Oh, that's right, Abhijeet. I think we are just scratching on the surface of AI as of now. People would have heard about Aliza, which was the first AI bot known like in 1960s, and you have now Grok 3. So it's a huge advancement. Let us move to the next speaker, Satya. Satya, you deal in a very, very, I would say, challenging part of the construction project. It's the Infra.Market is actually helping in a lot of like construction material related activities where you are really solving a lot of problem. It would be nice to hear from you how technology is actually helping you to shape this.
Great, thanks. So Infra.Market is a construction materials platform. Largely, if all of you, I don't have to talk about construction material itself. In one way or the other, real estate industry has a lot of dependency on the success of your project, the quality of your project, or even the pricing at which you do. All of that depends on, one, the quality of the material that you get, the frequency or the reliability that you would get, and also at the price point at which you get, right? So it's a pretty unsolved problem. If I could think about pan-India, doesn't matter what size of a real estate company you are. It still is a procurement of material is still largely a huge problem when it comes to price or when it comes to reliability, quality, all of that. So through Infra.Market's platform, one, you do not have to run around finding the most reliable partner for you to deliver your construction material. First thing, you would get that guarantee that, hey, there's an Infra.Market, which is a brand which is known for quality and reliability, making sure that's happening. And second, the convenience. All of us are living in the age of this quick commerce, so means that the convenience factor that is available in other product categories, how do we bring that convenience factor to the people who are procuring material? How do I make sure that, yes, if you place an order with Infra.Market, it would be guaranteed to deliver within the timeline it would be delivered, and you have complete transparency in the supply chain, right? All of these are simple problems, but unless until they are dealt with, which is a foundational problems, it is not solvable. We cannot solve them by just putting a simple layer on top of it or just giving an application to users. Won't solve this. So we work with a lot of backward integration, all the way till raw material level, procurement, planning of raw material, ensuring the raw material quality is good, intermediate product category quality is good, finished goods quality is good, and provide transparency to the customer that all of your product, what you're buying, is actually going through this degree of transparency, with transparently giving it. So it is a large part of the undertaking, and technology plays a huge role, though it's a not digital category, but technology makes the process, building the transparent, and then building the entire thing as an intelligent layer. So that's where technology comes to us.
It's quite interesting actually how technology and transparency, how you are actually bringing it to construction. Moving to Manoj, and you actually bring a very diverse side of the real estate, and Manoj and we were actually having chat before the session, and a lot of interesting thing that we got to know about his venture MicroMitti, and I believe it's all tech driven, and the future lies on some of the platforms that you are using. So Manoj, if you can just take a couple of minutes and talk about your journey with, of course, technology in MicroMitti.
Okay. So my background is from technology. From last 15 years, I've been running a company named AI Trillion. And it's a US-based company where it's an e-commerce marketing automation platform. We are one of the oldest Shopify partners. So I've seen consumer engagement driven by AI on our platform. So we track more than 400 million consumers worldwide. We have developed products like loyalty, reviews, email engagement. So I've seen how small consumers have been driven to e-commerce, how they were, enormously engaged with this AI technology and machine learning, everything we've seen it. So when we started MicroMitti, the theme was very simple. I belong from Indore, it's a tier 2 city. And in tier 2 city, real estate is a very unorganized business and it's growing very fast. So the trust, transparency, the decision-making process of buying a real estate is all driven by calling an agent or your friends and family, right? And then you hear all kind of fraud stories. Ki kiske saath kya fraud hua and all those, you've seen, heard and read all those stories. So we wanted to solve that problem, and then the wealth building, because tier 2 cities growing very fast. So MicroMitti, we started with a vision that will build the wealth on land for the common man. Because in the process of building wealth on land, usually it is the upper class. पैसे से पैसा बनता है, लेकिन आम आदमी जो lower ticket size है, 10 lakh, 5 lakh is not getting entry into real estate commercial projects. And when you are talking about consumers at large on this ticket size, again the trust transparency has to be driven by technology. Yeah, so that's where we are using AI in MicroMitti. While we are doing a lot of things in MicroMitti, for our conversational purpose, we are using AI, number one, for decision making, why and where we are buying the land, the demographics, how we are coming to a pricing, predictive analysis, कि ये बिकेगा कितने में, बेसिक क्वेश्चन है, आज से 3 साल बाद 5 साल बाद ये होगा कैसे, तो आसपास के प्रोजेक्ट्स, what has happened in history, the machine learning comes into picture, what will happen in future, क्योंकि how do people believe कि कैसे होने वाला है. Then there are a lot of other applications like tenant verification is something we are working on. Me coming from AITN जहाँ पर हमने consumer engagement पे बहुत काम किया है, तो gamification is one of the topic, the loyalty rewards is the topic कि कैसे होगा, and not just for consumers, even for realtors we are working on technology. क्योंकि usually in India realtors like एक project बेचा and they are out of it. Even their next generation kids are not willing to become a realtor again. Broker नहीं बनना चाहता कोई, है ना? But they are one of the very important part of the ecosystem. They drive trust. So how do they use CRMs easily? How do they use? They don't remain a broker. एक project बेचा बाहर, but they become someone like a wealth advisor. जैसा कि हमारे यहाँ PE funds stock markets में होता है. So they even churn stocks, but they remain connected. तो वो होगा कैसे? I mean, again, the basic question is trust, transparency. I believe AI, technology, IoT will play a very big role into real estate. PropTech is a very big umbrella word. इसके अंदर सब कुछ आ जाता है. Blockchain की भी हम बात करते हैं. We are working on a simple blockchain की property papers 1925 तक के देखने होते हैं कोई खरीदने के लिए. And it is very tough for आम आदमी कि ऐसा कर पाएगा. So those are the things we are taken up, very simple problems. for common man, and we are using it to build a company which we aim to bring to tier 2, tier 3 and to the villages. आज किसानों के पास में बहुत पैसा है बैंक में ज़मीन बेच के, लेकिन they do not know what to do. So we are bringing technology in a simplest term to them. That's what MicroMitti is all about.
It's quite interesting actually, and to see how actually technology has changed the landscape, how businesses are done. And I guess everyone in this room would have actually sometime worked on MS-DOS. The personal PC used to be something which was a headline when we were kids. And to today when we actually carry a supercomputer in our pocket, because if you see like the Apollo 11, the microprocessor, the speed of that microprocessor was 0.043 megahertz. And with all the Apple phones, you are actually using 8 gigahertz. So the speed of computing is what is actually triggering. Though the idea was started long back for AI, but we are actually seeing the implementation or the actual reality coming now in the real world. So that's why I mentioned that my POV on future of AI is that we have just scratched the surface. Good foundation is something which leads to a better future. And it would be interesting to talk about a little bit on the foundations that have been laid back in time. And Satya, like you spoke about a lot on the material, construction material side, and how you have been using the technology there. But what do you think, like the earlier days softwares which were available there, and how good they have formed a platform on which you were able to basically build further upon? So if you can just enlighten us something on the past and the future, how you're building it.
I think certainly the past investments are what we rely on. Take advantage. Let's say earlier, if you were to work on operating system level or database, we don't need to worry about it. You know that if you build an Android or an iOS mobile application, you will find a very good cross section of your user or a customer base will have a device like that. So it's not a necessity that you have to worry so much about these things. So these are all things that you can rely on. You can build on top of it. And it became much, much easier today. Now let's say if, take even 5-6 years ago, you wanted to build a mobile application. It probably is multiple weeks of effort of somebody who has to have a very strong knowledge. Today it doesn't require. If you use something like a Perplexity, which is a platform, over a weekend you can build an app, right? What you need is actually business knowledge. So you need to know the problem that you're trying to solve. Probably half of the people in this room will be able to build it with a little bit of, because they know the business. They actually know what is the problem that they're trying to solve. So they don't necessarily have to have a deep technological knowledge, which was an entry barrier before. That is not there today. That's a great advantage.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing.
Huge
Because
advantage.
today mobile phones hopefully doesn't come with a user manual. If suppose we had the user manuals for all the applications that we use, we have been flooded with so much of papers.
So we take it for granted. I mean, there is a lot of assumptions today that your television at your home, your washing machine at your home, your AC at your home is AI enabled. So that's the situation that it is guaranteed that you would find, right? So, but from a real estate industry point of view, what I would like to leave it is that focus on data sets. If you want to build intelligence, focus on data. If you don't build a data set for your industry, as a real estate industry, whether it is certain demographic data will come from outside, but there is a core industry that you need to have. This data set should be there. Listings are in a lot of valuable data that is there. It still is a distributed private data set. There is no data set that is sharing or a collective way of data set.
Data is the new oil, as we say.
Correct.
So moving to Abhijeet. So Abhijeet, we have seen like the sensor-based system that used to be there for a lot of disaster management. Now we need to move away from sensor-based to a reactive to a proactive based platforms, as we say. So what's your view, how we are actually building upon the old systems that we had, which were more sensor-based, to predictive-based platforms?
I just met a startup yesterday. What comes to you maybe 1 year after what comes to me, right? Because I'm an investor. So a lot of early tech comes to us before it goes in the market. So I'll give you an example which might shock you, or you might have seen it outside India. But just on a real base, Meta, I startup in IIT Bombay yesterday. So this is digital meters, you all know it's a very common thing in smart meter they tried to make, but it didn't work. So these guys, young chaps, are working on AI-based meters, right? What is AI? It can just process the data faster and gives you outcomes faster so that it does lesser and lesser mistakes with time, right? If you have to do it manually, it will take you longer to analyze the data and come up with a model which is perfect. So what they've done is they've just put the AI layer on top of your digital meter. Digital meter was anyways capturing all the data. It captures all the data, what consumption is happening, fan is consuming how much, lights are consuming how much. You must have seen a lot of startups which are giving you the analysis. What they are doing is they are using that data so fast using AI that they can predict on the basis of certain incidents in past, like fire or uh, mm, water, the cooling machine going down or AC. So they can predict now with the data saying that, okay, the fire can happen in the next 5 minutes in your apartment. Now that is the advantage of AI, right? Otherwise, manually it's impossible to predict that kind of. So the data gathering was always happening. It's always, you always had systems in real estate or any other industry to gather the data. AI layer has just made it super fast to analyze the data and predict it, get out some patterns so that it can really save, lives. Similarly thing in industrial also, as image processing was always there. Image processing data was always being there. Now AI is using those images to predict which person can become a thief in your store and take out stuff. Because they analyze the data so fast that on the basis of facial impressions they can predict, but this is a thief. Now that is what AI is doing. So rest of the basic things was always, the tech was always there. So this is the next level.
Absolutely. And hearing about how AI can actually be of advantage when it comes to disaster management, as you mentioned, it's truly impressive. Moving to now Manoj, we spoke about fractional ownership, and we know that real estate is a business where it is like the actual touch and feel of the asset is very important. But a lot of interesting things are coming up in the market where we hear a lot about metaverse, using the AI gear, doing a virtual walkthroughs, using the gaming platform. So how do you see this for your business? Do you think it's adding value? How you are basically leveraging those things in your current business?
Right. So see, when we talk about fractional real estate investment, for us, from a practical purpose, it was very easy for us to raise funds in Indore. We did it very fast. But now when we created MicroMitti USA, and there are a lot of people who wanted to invest in India, they know the India story. For them to be convinced, क्योंकि वो touch and feel वाला जो topic है, we created very simple 3D videos of the projects we want to do. We put on the live cameras on the side, right? We have JLL predictive analysis and valuation, everything. But the people sitting outside Indore, on our app, they are easily able to at least see what is happening on the ground in a real time with all. So it's a mix and match of lot of things. आप सिर्फ एक 3D वीडियो बना दोगे तो शायद कोई नहीं खरीदेगा इन यूएस में बैठ के, but combining it with the data analytics and how you are presenting it matters a lot. So for us, I can talk a lot about AI in depth, me being coming from 15 years, but for me, on a very honest way, AI is more something people are getting attracted to, क्योंकि रियल एस्टेट में ऐसा कुछ था ही नहीं. तो मैंने जब बोला कि मैंने माइक्रोमिटी का ऐप बनाया है एंड यू सिटिंग इन यूएस कैन लुक इनटू लैंड, यू विल हैव एन एआई बेस्ड रिपोर्ट्स इन रियल टाइम. और हमने गवर्नमेंट डेटा यूज़ किया, हमने ट्रैफिक डेटा यूज़ किया, हमने डेमोग्राफिक डेटा यूज़ किया, हमने इनकम डेटा यूज़ किया, और मैंने एक प्रिडिक्टिव एनालिसिस रिपोर्ट बनाया जो रियल टाइम में चेंज होता है. तो द वे इट लुक्स ऑन ऐप इज सो इंटरेस्टिंग दैट इट फैसिनेट्स लॉट ऑफ यंगस्टर्स ऑल्सो कि हाँ रियल एस्टेट में पहले तो लगाने में बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था, अभी ये ऐप के थ्रू इट्स वेरी नाइस, है ना. अगर कोई बहुत डेप्थ में बात करेगा तो बोलेगा ठीक है, ये जैसे सर ने बोला पहले भी था, हाँ, बट हाउ डू यू प्रेजेंट इट मैटर्स अ लॉट. एआई विल कंटिन्यू टू इम्प्रूव. उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, जैसे हमने विलास बनाए, तो द ओनली गुड थिंग विद एआई और मे बी टेक्नोलॉजीज की इट्स कीलेस. द मॉनिटरिंग, आपने अगर विलास में हमारे साथ फ्रैक्शनल इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, यू कैन बी एनी पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड एंड यू कैन सी कि व्हाट इज हैपनिंग एट दैट विला एंड देयर इज नो पर्सन आउट देयर. सो इट्स अ फैसिनेटिंग थिंग एंड देन डेटा अराउंड इट.
Really, it really sounds very sci-fi actually, like buying some property sitting in Mumbai at Indore. Interesting. Abhijeet, moving back on the subject of technology, and here I would want to get your now thoughts around drones and integration with artificial intelligence. We have seen with so many videos, these are all around Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Tell me something from your side, like how do you see the future will be exactly able to leverage from the drone and the AI part? So your views on that.
So I'll just, drones, a lot of people you know about, right? The drones for agriculture uses, real estate, imaging and things like the basic things drones are already doing, right? Now, once you put AI on top of it, right? So, for example, if you go to Singapore, I'll give you a simple example. Now, if you put a robot in this kind of hotel, just manual if and else loop doesn't make it work for this kind of complex setups, right? You need code which does mistakes, figures out where the doors are, windows are, stairs are, lifts are, automatically learn it and then revise it so that next time it doesn't do mistakes. So robots also bang doors in the start, right? That's how they learn. So it's not like robots are perfect from start, drones are perfect. So AI just makes it sure that they learn faster. Now drones used to be very basic drones. Idea Forge is one of the company which is my juniors from. They used to be basic drones, like they used to just take images. Now drones are so advanced that they can not just take images, they can scan your whole, land. They can predict where the enemy can be based on the profiling, the data which they have been gathering, and notify military. So now military is working on very high-tech AI-driven drones, which can really, you just don't need to send soldiers. You sit here, drone operate. So tomorrow a new career option can be drone operators. This is going to be the next career option, which is,
So do you
I'm
feel
not
like
kidding.
the bricks will be actually lifted by drones at our construction site?
Yeah, they might be paid more than the software developers. You never know.
So cost per square feet is going to increase in that case. Great. Manoj, we'll just change the gears and your thoughts on the future of PropTech and the fractional ownership that you are actually working on. Some closing remarks on that.
So the biggest thing PropTech will drive is jobs. I believe coming from IT industry, IT will see a bit of slowdown, but PropTech may you will need financial consultants, you will need legal consultants, AI, digital marketing, tech. There are tons of jobs being generated. तो जो एक पहले PropTech वर्ड आने से भी बहुत चेंजेस हैं. एक रियल एस्टेट में प्रोफेशनल्स को लाना, स्पेशली इन टीयर 2 टीयर 3, दे विल से नो टू इट. बट PropTech, द टेक का जुड़ने से ही देयर इज अ चेंज इन द थॉट प्रोसेस. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी कमिंग टू इट, और पैसा तो बहुत है ना. मुझे द वे आई हैव थॉट इज कि द ओनली इंडस्ट्री लेफ्ट, नॉट द ओनली बट द इंडस्ट्री लेफ्ट विच इज अनऑर्गेनाइज इज रियल एस्टेट. जैसे मैं बोलता हूँ ओला ने टैक्सी को, जोमेटो ने फूड को, तो प्रॉब्ली MicroMitti इज गोइंग टू डू इट इन real estate. And PropTech, the word has helped even ourselves a lot. So this is going to be a big industry, and it's not just about real estate. जो भी ज़मीन पे हो रहा है, everything is business. So even e-commerce, logistic, warehousing, AR, VR, drones, everything is real estate. तो real estate future में सिर्फ ज़मीन खरीदना बेचना नहीं है. Everything happening on land is real estate. हम बोलते हैं अगर India is going to be $30 trillion economy, tier 2 cities will grow very fast, or the jobs will go very fast in this sector. So it will be revolutionizing.
Great. And with the closing remarks now, over to you, Satya. And very, I would say, very big topic which revolves around AI. We spoke a lot about its advancement, its usage. We spoke about drones and length. But one thing which is associated every time when it comes to AI, that how much reliable it would be, what is the scalability, and how actually the transparency and security around that will be. And I guess, like being a CTO, you will be the best person to guide us what you see like the advancement of AI with respect to the security and the other aspects which are associated.
Sure. I think every organization or any company or any unit that wants to start using AI first has to get comfortable with AI playing the role of an assistant. So first and foremost, every persona, every person, every decision maker should start using AI as an assistant or an agent that is helping support their decisions, provide data to make decisions, but the decision is still with the human. So that first thing is that there is no risk of making bad decisions. I'm completely leaving the autonomy to the agent or the AI or the bot to make all the decisions. And over a period of time, as an individual, you also realize that one great thing with AI is about you can highly personalize it. And like what Abhijeet said, it is built with the intent of learning from mistakes. So what is the learning or reinforcement learning or transfer learning as vocabulary or technology terms get used, but most of the AI is built with the ability to learn from mistakes, and it is a very fast learner. So if you tell that there is a mistake made by the AI, if you tell this is a mistake and this is what is the right decision, it is likely to not make that mistake ever. Now with a human, you can never say that. Absolutely. A lot of people will make the same mistake multiple times and then you really get fed up. But with AI, the probability of it making the same mistake will drastically come down as it learns. And it also learns very fast. And the more data you feed it, the more organizational context you feed it, your business data is one thing. And second is that every organization should also have very clear governance structure, right? So means that strictly, if you are using AI to do things in your business, try to have a very clear differentiation between what is public data versus what is private to your organization. If you do not have clarity, then you train a public model. What happens is your organizational data will go public and everybody will come to know about it. So you should have a very clear governance structure, rules and regulations that should be there, and educate your employees on the do's and don'ts and where you can use, when you can use. And with that two guidelines, what happens is that you will protect your organization data, your AI will learn. And third about it is security, or all of these things are anyway in this age of more and more scams and more stuff. Everybody should be more aware of it. Build infrastructure that's not specific to AI as a problem, but any infrastructure is a problem we have to solve.
I truly agree with that, and having like a robust guardrails around whatever operations you do, this is what exactly you need, and governance is all about that. It was really very, very insightful and interesting conversation that we had together today, and I hope we are I think we are running out of time, so we can't take any audience question. So thank you everyone for participating in this fireside chat. It was pleasure speaking with all of the speakers today. Thank you everyone.